Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the podcast Confessions of a Nerdy Bible College Student. I'm your host, Luc Reed, and as promised, I have someone on the show with me this week. Please join me in welcoming my younger brother, Liam Reed.
Hello everybody.
So Liam, since you're a new voice, and the audience doesn't really know anything about you, we'll start off with some questions. We had to change the questions up a little bit just due to who you are as a person and such. So we'll start off with our first question. Since you wouldn't consider yourself a nerd, but you do like some nerdy things, what are the top 5 things that you like that would be considered nerdy?
Well, number 1 is Star Wars. I've watched Star Wars since I was really, really young. And ever since the first movie, I just kept watching them. And it's just a really good series. And number 2 is Assassin's Creed. I just recently started playing Assassin's Creed, but ever since I did start, I just couldn't stop playing them. And then number 3 is Doctor Who. I don't really have much to talk about Doctor Who right now, but when I first started, I just could not stop watching. And then number 4 is Minecraft. I don't play it too often, but every once in a while, I like to pick it up and start playing it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then number 5 is Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. They're really good books. I've heard of it from some friends a while back when I was in elementary school. Mm-hmm. And so I read one book, and I just could not stop reading. So whenever there's a new book, I just need to buy it right off the bat.
I know exactly what that's like. And so for our next question, Liam, would you consider yourself to be a Christian?
No.
Okay. Explain.
I don't really think I'm a Christian because I believe everything about Christians. I believe in God, and I believe everything in the Bible. It's just, I haven't really put it a priority in my life yet. Mm-hmm. And I will eventually, but it's just not really in my life right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know I've spoke on this topic before, on how I didn't really start seeing myself as a Christian until I was about 15, so, and you're only 13 now, so makes sense. All right. What are some of your ideas for the future? You're 13, but you know I'm sure you've had some time to think on some things that you'd like to do with your life.
Oh yeah, right before I go to bed.
Yeah, of course.
I thought about being a game designer. Mm-hmm. Or a software developer. Mm-hmm. It's just an idea. It's not really something I've been really, really want to do. It's something I would like to do. But I kind of thought about it a couple of years ago, and I never really thought about it since, really. And I haven't thought about what I want to do as a job. But I'm only 13.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. You know, you got the rest of high school and everything, so...
Yep.
Yeah, just figured we'd throw that out there. All right. So, now that we know a little bit more about you, how have you been doing as far as being nerdy this week?
I've been really nerding out because of the 2 new awesome movies that just came out. Mm-hmm. Star Wars Rogue One,
yep,
and Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
We watched Rogue One today,
which we'll talk about more later.
Yep. It wasn't what I was expecting though, and then the next one is Assassin's Creed. I've been, like I said earlier, I've loved Assassin's Creed games, and then they came out with a movie. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We will definitely watch it eventually.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, you know, there is the concern because, you know, they take something that's animated or they take a video game and they turn it into a movie and it doesn't do so well. But hopefully this one does do well. I think, and I've said this before, probably not on the show, but definitely one of my philosophies is that part of the problem with a lot of story things, especially when it comes to video games becoming movies or whatever, is they try to redo the video game in movie format rather than just doing like an original thing.
Yeah.
And this looks like it's gonna be its own thing. So, as far as me nerding out this week, like you said, we went and saw Rogue One today, which, like I said, we will talk about later. That's part of the topic of the show today. But other than that, I think the only other thing that I've done this past week is probably Christmas, which is another thing we'll talk about later, but got some cool stuff, got some nerdy things, some cool things. And I actually, this past weekend, on Christmas Eve, because for those of you that are listening that don't know, this year Christmas Eve and the first day of Hanukkah were the same day, and so I went to a Messianic synagogue. So like they're Jews or Gentiles that believe in Christ. So that was an interesting experience, and they talked about Hanukkah and everything, and it was a really neat experience. It was kind of nerdy. I would say it was kind of nerdy. There was a lot of history involved in it. So,
I bet.
Yeah. So that was cool. Let's see. God's blessing and prayer request. Do you have anything this week for that?
No, I don't think so.
No? Alright. I think for me, the real blessing has been just being able to drive in the weather. Like, the weather has been crazy this year, and like I said last week, getting home and everything with the weather as bad as it was.
Speaking about the weather, it really has been crazy, because the first day of winter, we got a snow day. Mm-hmm. And then it was really blizzardy for a few days. Yeah. And all of a sudden, it just stopped. And it melted. It melted. And then it just started back up again. And it was bad. And we got another snow day. And then it just stopped again. And that's where we are right now.
Yeah. Well, it's been rainy, too, which is weird.
Exactly.
So it's a combination of the sun and the rain just makes it so the snow's going away. But,
yeah.
I mean, that might mean that it's going to get worse next month. So, but hopefully. So, yeah, anyway. Yeah, God has been with me on the roads, because there have been a lot of times where it's been kind of sketchy, but I was okay. So, now it's time for the topic of our show. Here we are, December 27th, 2016. Christmas was a couple days ago. It was a good Christmas this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Got some cool stuff.
Yeah. We're actually recording this episode on my brand spanking new blue Snowball mic, which is almost identical to the one that I borrowed from my good friend Isaac Brown for the show. But this one stands a little bit taller, I've noticed. I put them side by side to just kind of look at them and compare them, and this one stands a little bit taller. I don't know if it's just because it's newer, or because it's newer, but in the way that, newer in the sense that it hasn't had a lot of time to stand, so it sits a little bit taller than his because his has been standing for a while, or if it's because his was an older model and they made the newer model slightly taller. That's what I meant. So yeah, it's very nice. It's a very nice mic. I'll have to give Isaac his mic back. So, Christmas. What was your favorite Christmas present this year, Liam?
I got a new phone, and that was just amazing.
Yeah, you really needed it.
Oh, yeah. My old phone is just... It was really cracked, and it was, an out-of-date model.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, that was a good Christmas present for you. I don't know if I could say any one specific present was my favorite. I got a lot of cool things. I got some nice new dress shirts, which... Most of them are red, which was good, because I have a lot of blue ones, but I didn't have a lot of red ones, so I was glad to get some red dress shirts. I finally got an ugly Christmas sweater, and I am so happy. And it's red Star Wars Christmas sweater with like Darth Vader and TIE fighters on it. It's really, really cool. I really, really like it. So I was really happy to get that. And I got the mic, of course. And so I got a lot of cool stuff. And I just think it was really great Christmas.
Yeah, I got this really cool Star Wars lamp. It's a stormtrooper.
First Order Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really awesome.
Yeah, I got a Star Wars lamp too, but mine was R2. And actually, the lamps didn't come with the light bulbs, but I happen to have this black light bulb just kind of laying around. I got it, and I didn't have a light for it, but I was like, I wonder how it would look in this R2-D2 Star Wars lamp. And I checked it out, and it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it was blue.
Yeah, I gave it a nice blue look. I really like that, so I'm probably going to keep the black light bulb in there, so.
I would like one.
Yeah,
mine.
yeah, that would be interesting to see. We'll have to try that out maybe sometime. Speaking of Star Wars, let's talk about Rogue One.
Finally.
So, what did you like? What didn't you like? What were you not expecting?
There's going to be some major spoilers, so you might want to skip ahead or just end it.
Yeah. Well, should we do spoilers? Yeah, let's do spoilers.
Yeah.
We're going to do spoilers. All right.
So, I really didn't was, kind of the most important people died. And it was
yeah, everyone dies. Basically.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it made sense because...
Well, everybody on the rebel side. Well, every,
the Rogue One people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but the guy in white died too. The general there, or whatever. The Imperial guy.
Well, I mean, yeah, but... My point is, everybody on the Rebel Rogue One died.
Yeah, everyone on Scarif.
I mean, I was of course somebody in the Imperial is gonna die, but it really sucked because the main characters just died, and that I wasn't expecting that.
It's funny because everyone else was.
Really?
Yeah. Because you don't see them at all in 4 through 6 or 7, so...
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, there were the theories about the main girl there, Jenna, or whatever, Jen, being Rey's mother, but that's impossible because she died on Scarif.
Yep.
So, what did you like, though?
I really, really liked that, I kind of explained some stuff a little bit.
A little bit.
Well, a lot. My bad. Explained how when you know what in the 4th episode Leia was giving R2 those plans. Mm-hmm. Those were the plans, the Death Star.
Well, yeah.
Plans.
Yeah.
And another one is Red 5, which a pilot in Rogue One, he died, and that's Luke's number in 4 through 6. My bad.
Is it? No, 4 and 5? Well, I think...
He got Red 5.
Yeah, he got Red 5, which was ultimately
So it kind of
But I pointed that out to you. You didn't even notice that. You were just like, oh, why did that guy go up? And
no, I was saying he should have gone up because,
that way he would live.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, but...
Freaking noob.
But they were explaining how the number Red 5 was available because that guy died. So then Luke was able to be Red 5, yeah.
I mean, he died because he was a noob.
Well, I think there were... Alright, I'm going to get into the things that I didn't like right now. Just, you didn't get to finish, but I'm going to go into the things I didn't like. The one thing that kind of bugged me a little bit, it wasn't huge. It wasn't a huge thing. But it kind of did bug me. The fact that it felt like they were trying really hard to throw some of these things in there. Like, but they were very obvious. Like, I liked the Easter eggs. I loved all of the Easter eggs throughout.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them, a lot of people wouldn't even notice. There was one point when it was just after, like just before they went to Scarif, and there was a voice on the intercom saying, like, General or Captain Syndulla or something like that, and they said it twice, and I was like, Syndulla, I know that name. So I whip out my phone with the brightness turned all the way down so I wouldn't bother anyone in the theater.
There's nobody behind us anyways.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean... But anyway, so I looked it up, and I like, it popped up, and I was like, I'm so, like, I can't believe how dumb I was in that moment. Like, I was just like, man, that was such a dumb moment. Syndulla is the last name of the pilot in the Star Wars Rebels series. Hera Syndulla. That's her name. So, like, there were a lot of, like, Star Wars Rebels things in there. Oh, man, it was really cool. Apparently, the droid from Rebels, Chopper, made a cameo at one point, but I completely missed it. And I was, like, as I was watching and I heard the thing about Hera, I was like, oh, crap, I missed the thing with Chopper, so that was kind of disappointing. But, you know, we'll see it again.
Another thing, sorry for interrupting you.
No, it's fine.
But, another thing I was a little sad was that R2 and C-3PO, they're on a little bit. And I kind of wanted them to be on... Well, no, I guess it's okay, because they don't need a...
Yeah, they made a cameo, which, I mean, made sense, because they're right there on the ship in Episode 4.
Yeah, never mind about... I was disappointed about that. They don't need to be in every single episode.
Well, but they have
single movie.
Yeah. They are the only characters who have had lines in every single movie. Which is interesting.
Wait, what about never mind.
What?
I don't know why. I was about to say Leia, but...
Yeah,
I'm
that
sorry,
would be
tired.
impossible.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, I know.
She was an infant in 3.
I know.
She was a newborn. Yeah. Yeah, so...
Wait, no. Qui-Gon Jinn was in every single episode.
Yeah, no.
I'm just messing.
Yeah.
Messing around.
Yeah, there were a lot of cameos. A lot of things they threw in there. And one thing was a little spoiled for me before going into the movie. I had heard that Tarkin, Admiral Tarkin, was going to be computer generated. They were going to have a computer generated Tarkin.
It's never a spoiler.
Well, I mean, it did come in the beginning, but I wanted to, like, not know anything going in.
It's not really like...
He's not in the trailer. He's not in the trailer. It could be a big deal to some people. I know people that it would be a big deal to you, too. I know people.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, so computer-generated Tarkin, I thought that was interesting. And then computer-generated Leia. That was at the end. That was interesting, too.
Well, I mean, Tarkin died, so they couldn't...
Well, yeah, he was an old guy.
Yeah.
When Episode 4 came out in 1977, so...
Well, of course.
Yeah.
But, he was dead, so they kind of had to. You should have expected it.
Well,
and then,
but they didn't have to have him in there. You know, they could have done it so that he didn't have to be in there. But the fact that they did put him in there, and they made him computer-generated, you know, it's fine.
He was an admiral, so, I mean...
Yeah, but that doesn't mean...
It's kind of like...
Yeah. So Tarkin, and then computer-generated Leia, which especially works because of what happened to Carrie Fisher, which is really sad. Did you hear about that?
No, who's Carrie Fisher?
She is the actress that was Leia.
Oh my gosh.
And she passed away. So,
I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know my actors.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't really pay attention to that, and I should.
Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, Carrie Fisher passed away. So that means that for the next... If they plan on having her in 8 and 9, then they're either going to have to computer generate her or replace her. Or
I don't think you need a computer generate. I think because, like...
Well, she might have done some scenes, but, you know, I'm just thinking, like, what if they were doing episode 8, and they had her in it, and they didn't kill her by the end, but they didn't do everything that they wanted to do with her. So they're either going to have to, like, cut her part short, or they're going to have to computer generate or something. They're going to have to do something with that. I mean, for episode 4, they actually had to replace Mark Hamill, who was Luke, for some of the scenes because he was in a motorcycle accident. Little known fact. So, I mean, they could do something like that, but
I saw saw this video where in the movie he had some scars, and that was the scars from the motorcycle accident. Yeah, and I thought that was pretty cool. To. Yeah. From episode 5 with the Wampa, that's how they explained the scars. Yeah. It was interesting. Yeah, so Rogue One was a great movie. If you have seen it, then you can join in the discussion with this. And if you haven't, then you probably shouldn't have listened to all of that. So. Oh yeah, it's definitely ruined for all of you, and I'm sorry. I told you, you should have skipped.
Alright, so, last little thing for the show.
Topic.
Well, yeah, part of the topic. But last little thing for the show. New Year's. Here we are sitting in the week in between Christmas and New Year's. What are you thinking New Year's is going to look like this year? And what are you expecting for next year?
I'm kind of hoping that, like, next year is going to be better because... Oh, man.
Yeah, 2016 was kind of a crazy year.
It's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
The Harambe memes, I'm sorry, everybody, but they were kind of stupid. Because nobody ever knew who Harambe was until he died.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you've gone to the
Cincinnati Zoo, yeah.
And then, once he died, everybody flipped out.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened, quite a few months ago, and I still see some memes on iFunny, and it's just stupid. And
I like them.
Are you kidding me?
No. Me and some other people from school actually find them kind of to be funny. So
you're a disappointment. I hope it's a better year. And my New Year's resolution is just like get better grades in school, because my grades aren't really good this year, or I mean, right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to
get better grades.
Yeah.
That's a worthy resolution. I would like to keep my grades up. I had a really good semester last semester.
Good.
With school. Yeah, I had 3 A's and 2 B's, so really good semester. Hopefully next semester will be good too. But statistically speaking, my spring semester is worse than my fall semester. If you look at all of the semesters, statistically speaking, my spring semester isn't very good. So hopefully I will be able to do well next semester.
I think you will.
I think so too. Yeah, New Year's. I'm excited because I really enjoy what we do for New Year's here. I enjoy the food and the... I wonder if we're gonna watch any Twilight Zone or anything, because we used to do that. Like every year we'd watch Twilight Zone.
I don't remember that.
Oh really? Mm-mm. Yeah, we used to do that every year. I was
probably younger when you guys ended it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I remember the past couple of New Year's we didn't have cable, so we kept going on a whole bunch of different sites. Dad was trying to do that, and like,
yeah,
and you were always at somewhere else, for New Year's, so you weren't there. But he tried to hook up his computer. Oh man.
Yeah.
I kept telling him, don't do that. I'd go back, and he thought he had it under control.
Yeah.
And oh man.
Yeah. Well, now we've got cable, so we can watch the ball drop and.
Yeah. Like, he kept going to all these different websites, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the sparkling juice.
Oh,
those are always good.
Yeah, that is a nice way to end the evening. Ball drops, and you have a nice glass of sparkling Welch's grape juice.
Except it's not grape juice.
It is.
No, we don't get it.
Oh, we don't have grape juice? What do we have?
We get sparkling juice, like I don't know.
It's grape juice.
No, it's not. It's
apple.
Yeah.
Sparkling apple.
We just get some sparkling juice. I don't know the flavors.
Pretty sure it's grape.
No, we don't get grape.
Okay, we'll see. All right. Well, looks like that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for listening. And just as a reminder, please follow on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram so that you can see what we're up to, leave comments, thoughts, opinions, and those kinds of things might even end up on the show if you leave them there. And again, this podcast is not a product of Kingswood University. It is an independent project coming from the students as we finish our education and work to become leaders in the church. Next week, we'll have another topic, someone else to hang out with, and all that fun stuff. Until then, I'm Luc Reed.
And I'm Liam Reed.
And this is CNBCS. Stay nerdy, dive into the Word, and have a blessed week.